UFC 320 is this weekend, and this is my full main card predictions. We're going to start off with the first fight on the main card, ending off with the main event, giving you my picks and predictions on who I think will win, and where you might be able to win some money on some underdog picks. So starting off with the first fight on the main card, Magomedov versus Joe Pyfer. I'm going with Magomedov. I think this is a good pick against Joe Pyfer, and here's where you can make some money. He is a plus 195 underdog, which is pretty surprising. I'm not sold on Joe Pyfer. A lot of people like Joe Pyfer because he's got knockout power. He's on a 2-fight win streak. He beat Kevin Gastelum, so people think, okay, he's making that step towards, the rankings. He can finally compete in the middleweight division. But I'm not sold on Joe Pyfer. I still don't think he's that good. I think he has a lot of holes in his striking game, and we saw that against Jack Hermansson. Magomedov, he does have cardio issues. It seems like after the second round, he just gasses out. But I'm telling you this, I think he has the striking discipline to make it a competitive fight with Joe Pyfer. And I think he beats Joe Pyfer. This is a big underdog pick. He's a plus 195, but I think he can beat Joe Pyfer. I think he has better striking. He has a better striking discipline. He doesn't just throw crazy shots. He is a little bit more specific when he throws. And I think he has a pretty good wrestling game. Joe Pyfer is a good grappler, but I still feel like he's very fresh. He still has a lot of holes he needs to fix, and I feel like he hasn't really shown me that he's made that jump to be a ranked fighter. I'm picking Magomedov for my first underdog pick. Going into the second fight for UFC 320, Josh Emmett versus Youssef Zalal. This is a good fight, a very close matchup between two fighters. Youssef is a very good grappler, and I think this is where we'll see him win. And I actually think he could finish Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett is a heavy hands fighter. He can literally knock you out with one punch. We saw that against Bryce Mitchell. And Josh Emmett does have good grappling. He has pretty good takedown defense and can, pretty much stay disciplined in the grappling. But if someone lands a lot of combinations and then starts to clinch up with him, he does give up very easily. We saw that against Yair Rodriguez. We saw that against Ilia Topuria. And that is why I'm picking Youssef Zalal to beat Josh Emmett. Youssef Zalal, he's got some good wins, and he's on a good win streak right now. I think he's on a 4-fight win streak, if I'm not mistaken. He is. He beat Billy Q, Jarno Aarons, Jack Shore, Calvin Kattar, and is now fighting Josh Emmett. I think this is a good opportunity to put a finish for Youssef Zalal. I think he could submit Josh Emmett within 2 rounds. I think he's got good hands, and his grappling is very underrated. He can grab your neck. He can, put you in a triangle. He's a very good fighter. I'm putting my money on Youssef Zalal. I think Josh Emmett's good. He's just getting too old. He's a little bit slower, and he's very conservative on his striking. I feel like his output isn't where it needs to be. That's why I'm picking Youssef to beat Josh Emmett. Going on to our third fight on the main card. Jiří Procházka versus Khalil Rountree. Now, this is a tough pick for me, and this is going to be a little bit longer of a breakdown, so I'm sorry. Jiří Procházka, a wild, dangerous striker. You don't really know what he's going to do. He'll throw a spinning back elbow. He'll throw an uppercut from the ground. He'll throw a spinning back kick. He'll throw an overhand. He's not predictable at all, and that's why he is so hard to beat. He's only lost to one fighter in the UFC, but he's lost twice to him, and that was Alex Pereira. I feel like this is a fight where Khalil Rountree can beat Jiří Procházka because of the striking. But because I don't believe in Khalil Rountree, I think Khalil Rountree is a good striker. He hits hard. He can definitely knock you out. I just don't think he has the finishing ability against someone like Jiří Procházka, who is so unpredictable. In my opinion, I think the reason why Khalil Rountree beat Jamal Hill is because Jamal Hill just stands in front of you, and he doesn't really feint. He doesn't really move. He doesn't really do anything. And in my opinion, I think that is a perfect punching bag for someone like Khalil Rountree. Now, when Khalil Rountree is trying to kickbox or strike with someone like Jiří Procházka, Khalil Rountree is already a slow striker. He doesn't have a crazy output. He's not like a high volume striker where he's just unloading on you. Pause. But he's very slow and methodical about how he strikes. And when you're fighting someone like Jiří Procházka, I think it's just like a matter of time until you get knocked out. Because Jiří Procházka will not let you set anything up on him. He's constantly confusing you, and he's gotten a lot better in his striking defense. So I think this fight should be favoring Jiří Procházka. I am picking Jiří Procházka to beat Khalil Rountree. Khalil Rountree, yes, he is a good striker. He's got some good wins. His last recent loss was to Alex Pereira, and that was a fight where he was winning the first 2 rounds and then just ended up getting beat in the 3rd and 4th round. He was getting eaten up by that jab. But in my opinion, I think Khalil Rountree, the moment someone starts being the hammer and he's the nail, not that Khalil Rountree gives up, but for someone who already has a low output, the moment you start getting beat up, you have a really low output and you really don't throw that many punches at all, and it's just hard to get something going. And I feel like Jiří Procházka, someone, given that this is a 3-round fight, Khalil Rountree doesn't have 5 rounds to wait on things and kind of set things up. He has to start fast. He has to land shots right away on Jiří Procházka, and I just don't think he will. I think he is too slow of a striker, and I think Jiří Procházka is so unpredictable that Khalil Rountree is not really going to be able to set something up. Can Khalil Rountree knock out Jiří Procházka? Yes. Do I think it's likely? No. Honestly, I think this is more likely for Jiří Procházka to clinch up with Khalil Rountree and actually make this a grappling fight. I do think Jiří Procházka could definitely throw a spinning back elbow or do something crazy against Khalil Rountree, but because Khalil Rountree is so heavy in his stance and he's a Muay Thai fighter, so he's ready for that clinch, I don't think Jiří Procházka is really going to want to throw something crazy in the striking department. Because if you go for like a spinning back elbow or go for a crazy overhand right and Khalil Rountree just clinches with your head and throws a knee up the middle, you're going to get cracked, So I think Jiří Procházka might try and make this a clinch game, try to take it to the ground, and use his grappling against Khalil Rountree. Jiří Procházka is definitely a better grappler than Khalil Rountree. So I'm picking Jiří Procházka to beat Khalil Rountree. I'm going with a decision win. I think Khalil is a very tough fighter, so I don't know if he'll get finished from Jiří, but he definitely could. I'm picking Jiří Procházka to beat Khalil Rountree. Now, co-main event, Merab Dvalishvili versus Cory Sandhagen. I'm picking Merab. It's obvious. He right now is like the GOAT in the bantamweight division, it feels like. I mean, if he beats Cory Sandhagen and gets another title defense, I mean, it's going to be hard to argue that he's not the GOAT in the bantamweight division. This dude's resume is insane. Beating former champions and just whooping everybody. Like, his cardio is insane. It's actually crazy that Merab, someone that isn't known for his striking or like really anything. I mean, he's got good wrestling, but like, it's just his cardio. Nobody can stop his pace. They just get overwhelmed. Fighting someone like Cory Sandhagen is definitely going to be tough. I don't think Cory Sandhagen is a easy matchup, but this is where I like Cory. I think he's a good fighter, but every time Cory needs to win, every time it's his chance to like beat someone and be the champion or have that shot, he always loses. To TJ Dillashaw, it's a close split decision loss. To Peter Yan, he loses. To Umar Nurmagomedov, he loses. It's like every time he's in that position. Aljamain Sterling the first time, whenever he got choked out, rear naked choke. It's like every time Cory Sandhagen is in a position where he can win and he can be a champion or be that guy, like the undeniable, he loses. Every time. He'll win the first 2 rounds and everybody's like, oh, look, Cory looks good. And then it just looks like he just gets overwhelmed and just doesn't know what he's doing. Or someone just has a better output than him in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. I think Merab Dvalishvili is unstoppable. This is his 3rd title fight in 2025. beating Umar Nurmagomedov in January, and then submitting Sean O'Malley in June. I mean, Merab is undeniable right now. This dude is a freak, and I think he has everything it takes to beat someone like Cory Sandhagen. I think Cory Sandhagen, yeah, he's got good striking, and he's gotten better in his grappling, and he's probably going to do some like Imanari rolls or do some crazy grappling to like confuse Merab. But at the end of the day, Cory Sandhagen isn't what he used to be. If this Cory Sandhagen was a person who knocked out Frankie Edgar, I would be like, okay, he could probably beat Merab. But Cory's lost that magic. He doesn't really go for the crazy knockouts anymore, and that's what people loved about him, about his crazy output, his crazy striking. And now people are just like, Cory's so smart. Like, he works on his fighting game so much. Like, his grappling's gotten so much better. He's just a better overall fighter. And like, that's the problem though, is that he's lost like that special skill he once had. And so now he's just an overall a good fighter, but he doesn't have anything crazy that speaks out, like when he lost to Umar Nurmagomedov, like when he lost to Peter Yan, like when he lost to TJ Dillashaw. It's like Cory's lost that magic that he once had. And I think Merab is just, if you're going to be an overall fighter and not try and implement some crazy striking or something crazy in the grappling department, Merab's going to beat you, because at the end of the day, that just means who has better cardio, right? Merab is going to beat Cory Sandhagen. I think the striking department is just, it's not going to matter. Cory Sandhagen is going to be very slow and look for these like fast twitch moments and try and throw some crazy low kicks and maybe throw body kicks to slow down Merab, prevent Merab from just coming straight at him. But I think Merab's going to do what he does best. He's going to bite down on the mouthpiece. He's going to clinch up, shoot for a takedown. Cory Sandhagen's going to get up or go for an Imanari roll. Merab's just going to let him get back up. Merab's not going to play the jiu-jitsu game with Cory Sandhagen because he doesn't have to. He can literally let Cory Sandhagen back up and then just take him right back down. Cory is pretty tall, so I think Merab is going to be able to get a hold of him like how he did Sean O'Malley very easily. Cory Sandhagen, yes, he's got good takedown defense, and he's 5'11", but I don't think it matters when you got someone like Merab. Merab is the pick. I would honestly pick him to finish Cory Sandhagen. I think he can do it. Cory, dude, I hate it for him because I would love to see him get the belt, but I just don't think he will. I don't think he's good enough to beat someone like Merab. Merab is just a freak, man. That's just reality. I mean, when you look at his resume, Merab's resume, beat Sean O'Malley, beat Umar, beat Sean O'Malley again, Henry Cejudo, Peter Yan, Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes, John Dotson. I mean, dude, he's got a crazy resume. He's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 fight win streak right now. That is insane. Merab is on a different level. I'm picking Merab to beat Cory Sandhagen. Now, finally, the main event. Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. I posted a video about this fight already, so go and check that out if you haven't already. But Magomed Ankalaev, he's the champion. He's a southpaw fighter, very tricky striker to handle, hard to read. He's got really good power. He's really fast in the hands, and his grappling is still probably one of the best in the division. Alex Pereira still has insane leg kicks, crazy left hand, crazy knockout power, but he's a little hesitant sometimes. And we saw that in the first fight where he was really slow. He didn't want to initiate anything first. He defended every single takedown, which was amazing. That was really good and made the fight very close. But when Magomed Ankalaev is just throwing a 1-2 down the middle and Alex Pereira is just throwing a leg kick in return, that's not going to convince the judges, for Alex Pereira to win. And the fact, in the second round, Magomed Ankalaev threw a left hook and almost dropped Alex Pereira just shows you Magomed Ankalaev still has got pretty good striking. I'm favoring Magomed Ankalaev to beat Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira, I think it's just the style. I think styles makes fights. I think if Alex Pereira were to fight Jiří Procházka or Khalil Rountree or, name whoever else in the light heavyweight division, Carlos Ulberg, I think he could easily beat them just because of the style. But because it's Magomed Ankalaev and he has the threat of the grappling and he's a southpaw fighter, I think it just makes it a little hard to fight someone and read that style. When you're fighting someone and their right hand is right there and your left hand's there and you're playing this catch game on who's having that inside position, who's getting their foot to the outside and throwing, the hand down the middle first. That's the game you're playing. And I think Magomed Ankalaev is just better at that game. We saw that in the first fight where he did have the outside position better than Alex Pereira. He was landing really good left hands down the middle. He was pretty much grabbing Alex Pereira anytime he wanted to. I think the biggest thing for Magomed Ankalaev in this fight is to actually finish the takedown. Look for a sweep. Look for a judo trip. Look for a single or double leg takedown. Look to finish the clinch work all the way to the ground. You got to do that if you want to beat Alex Pereira in a more dominant fashion. Because I think if Magomed Ankalaev takes down Alex Pereira and Alex Pereira gets mounted, he's finished. He's getting submitted. And I think that could happen. But if Alex Pereira can somehow have a better offensive game and actually have output, he can beat Magomed Ankalaev. But Alex Pereira just seemed very cautious in that first fight. And I don't know if he's going to have that same game plan. I don't know what his game plan is, but he's got to be able to have more of an output in this fight than he did in the first fight, because that first fight he did not throw that many punches. I'm picking Magomed Ankalaev to beat Alex Pereira. I think the southpaw stance is just too tricky for Alex Pereira. I think the grappling too for Magomed Ankalaev is a huge favor in his position, and I think if Magomed Ankalaev wants to, I think he could submit Alex Pereira. It's just a matter of time on getting Alex Pereira's back to the cage and trying to take him down. But that was my full main card picks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.